Hey, it's Breeze and I'm back for a second video. I did promise that I was going to make more videos in that introductory video, so here I am. The first video that I wanted to do, that I always had planned to do for this channel, like if I was ever going to come back, was to tell the story of how I met my girlfriend and the 6 months to a year after that. A lot happened. It changed the direction of my life immensely, which is what I said in 2016 as well when I changed majors and everything. But this really changed the direction of my life, and I'll be talking about it in parts. And let's just start the first part, I guess. So I met her in my 3rd year of university. After a whole year of being in that new major, I was super pumped for school and I was just ready to like catch up on everything. So I'm in this 2nd year course called Ecological Laboratory, something like that. And this course was super fun. We like went out, we did field studies and we collected data and caught snails and all this stuff. But it wouldn't have been as fun if I had sat in a different seat. So to preface this story, there are lecture portions to this class and there are practical portions where we do all the lab stuff that I mentioned earlier. And the lab portion occurred later in the week, so we didn't really know how that was gonna work. In the first class, he didn't talk about it too much about anything specific. So on that day I was actually late and I was walking all the way to the lab room as fast as I can, obviously, and I think I made it just on time, but I was definitely the last person to come in, or the second last person, and everyone's already sitting down and I see a free spot and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I have to sit here, you know. I mean, normally any person would want to choose their own spot, but that spot was free and it was actually, I think, closest to the door. So I was just like, fuck it, why not? Little did I know that we were going to be in the same lab bench for the entire semester. And this was not a problem because everyone in my lab bench was really cool. And obviously the person that this video is about was in that lab bench. And this is where I met her, in this class, in this practical section. Not even the lecture where we were first in the same room together. I met her at this lab bench that we would have to be for the entire semester. So we got to know each other. We exchanged Snapchats awkwardly, and I sent them a picture of a sink, I believe. I don't even remember what the caption was, but it seemed to get to them, and that's when we started being like cool with each other. So now we're like this thing, we're like a squad, I guess, and we do a lot of stuff together. And one of the girls, which is what this video is about, was someone that I don't know, I got a little crush on, and I thought she was very attractive. I thought she was smart, and yeah. So I just said to myself, why not try to pursue this? Maybe this could be a thing. I don't know. And in the preceding weeks, we would talk on Snapchat, and I asked for her number on Snapchat, and I was like really scared to do that for some reason, but I did that, and she gave me her number, and then we started talking through text. And I would be texting her like a lot. I think I was pretty pushy. I don't know. I don't really remember. I don't have the text anymore, but I would text her a lot, just to like talk, and like even during work and when she was at work, I just wanted to do my best to be entertaining to her, I guess. So we had talked enough to get to the point where I could like start really hanging out with her. We made this playlist together. I sent her a collaborative playlist linked on Spotify, and then we started exchanging songs through there, and it's actually called the B52s, so that's really cute, since it was the course code for the course that I met her in. And it was really nice. That was like the first thing we ever shared together, like, and just done together, and that was when we were friends. And we still do that. We still share each other's songs on the collaborative playlist to this day. And as we got more comfortable with each other, I would go on the subway with her, and we would just talk. And I brought up a couple things that come into play later. So I talked about the Christmas market in our city, and I didn't know at the time, but this girl's crazy about Christmas. She loves Christmas, and it's one of the things I really love about her now. She has so much passion for so many things, and she had never been. That was crazy to me, and I offered, why don't we like go sometime? Like, I love going to the Christmas market, so you should just come with next time. We can like bring Stephanie, and which was our friend that was between us, and yeah, why don't know? Let's just go. And the second thing that I had mentioned to her was ramen. She had never really had real ramen. She's had like Mr. Noodles, like that cheap shit, but she's never had like authentic Japanese ramen. So I suggested that we should go out for ramen sometime. You should definitely try it out with me. It's definitely delicious. I don't know if that's how I described it to her, but it eventually led to something, obviously. So I'm gonna skip a few weeks and just talk about what happened with the ramen, because that was the first thing that we ended up doing together. And we had like a free day, I guess, or we like set a day to go to ramen together. I don't know if I was being a little pushy about it. I really wanted to go with her. I just like introducing new foods to people, but I don't know how she saw it. I definitely like felt like it was a date, and I don't think she did. But her grandmother, which is really funny, she was like teasing her about how it really was a date, and my girlfriend was just in denial the whole time, but she really didn't think it was a date at first. So there's that. So we go to ramen, we have a good time, and we have a really deep conversation. As I remember, we talk about our families quite in depth, and we have very similar situations, and we can empathize with each other in terms of how we were raised and how we grew up. So we were done with ramen, and that was such a good time, and I didn't want the night to end after that. So I had suggested that we should do something else, and I was racking up my brain like, oh, what am I gonna do? How can I elongate this? Like, I know she's like just my friend right now, and she's a girl, so she should be going home at an appropriate time. So I don't know, it has to be like a place that's close and like not too weird. And then I finally thought something up, and I thought of bringing her to one of my favorite places in the city. It was not too far away. It was like a 20-minute walk at most. And it's part of the city where there's a courtyard, and there's these huge elephant statues that are just there. They're there on loan, I believe. I don't even know if they're still there, but I do hope that they are, just so we can go back there at some point and just reminisce. But I didn't tell her that this is the place that we were going, and then we just started walking towards there, and I'm not sure at this point if we were holding hands. No, we weren't. This was still like very platonic. And then we finally get to the courtyard, and then I'm like, look at these elephants. Isn't this cool? And then I believe she actually recognized the area, and she was like, yeah, something about her great grandfather, like she went up on one of those buildings or something, and it was like a very cool experience for her. I think she retconned that though. I think later she told me that wasn't a building, but she does recognize that the elephant statue. She's definitely seen this place before, but it wasn't like this whole crazy story that she was saying. I'm not too sure if that's even true. Maybe she was actually there, I don't know. Anyways, we're in this courtyard, and it's like a pretty chilly night. Like it's like near the end of fall, closer to winter, and we just talk and we chill, and I play some music, and we sing some old classics. Like we're just having like a really good time, like, and we're just really comfortable with whatever. And we get to this point where we're really close, we're sitting really close, and it's getting colder and windier, and we just want to like stay there. We just want to like I don't know, like it was cold. Like, I'm surprised she didn't want to go, and like she stayed there, and we got closer. And then I was saying that I was really cold, so we shared her like huge ass scarf that she had with her, and we wrapped it around both of us. And that's like one of my favorite moments that I've ever had with her, because in that moment she kissed me, and that is kind of where everything started, I guess. I guess she enjoyed the night. I don't know. Maybe it was in the moment, but either way, it really did turn into something. And it's one of my favorite memories that I'm ever going to have. Like, I just know it, because this is what started everything. So she kissed me, and things were pretty silent after that, and we didn't really know what was going on. What was this gonna be? We had known each other for about 2 months at this point, like even less than 2 months, and this is moving pretty fast in my opinion. And walked back to her place, and that was really nice too. And we were definitely holding hands at this point, and we went into like this little diner, and we had like a cake together, and we were kind of just like enamored by each other. We were just like really into it, really into each other. It was surreal. Like, I don't really understand. It was just like after that kiss, we were just something else. At least that's how I saw it. And I've never been so happy in my entire life. I don't know. It's like, it's so hard to describe. We were just there eating cake in a diner, and then after the cake, we just walked all the way back to her place, and this was just like everything clicked. I was just like, this is so amazing. What the heck is this? What is this? And we shared like another kiss, and we said our goodbyes. Like, I brought her home, and I just decided to leave it at that, I guess. So at this point, we're not really talking to each other for the entire weekend. Like, we had this great night, and then just nothing. I think we were busy trying to figure out like what the heck just happened. And we had class the next Monday, and I was scared to see her. I was like, I don't know, like, obviously in my heart I was like, I really hope that this is a thing. Like, I don't want it to end. And I was scared to see her that day and see that like it was like a one-time thing. Like, it was just so in the moment. But this was a day that I decided to go to school early, which I never do. I'm always late for class. And then I ran into her, and then we sat down and we talked about it a little bit. Like, we didn't really say anything, but we were just like, hey, what's up? Like, did you have fun last night? Yeah, it was fun. And we didn't really like dig deep into it, but we eventually brought it up, and then we were like, yeah, I guess this is a thing, and we were keeping it a secret from people in our lab bench. Like, it was just such a big revelation for us. We were so scared of people knowing right away, but we were a thing, and that was on October the 28th, which is our anniversary now, obviously. And with that, I'll wrap up the first part of the story, because there's a lot more to be said, and a lot more. It's like, the way I want to do this video is that it's kind of in eras of our relationship, and like how things just evolved so deeply. And this is the beginning. This is the start. And in the next few videos, you're really gonna see that I met my soulmate, and I believe that wholeheartedly, 100%. So I'll see you guys on the next video for part 2. Peace.